evening and welcome to Lisa Marie Yoga and tonight's bedtime stretch. So if you want to just get in your comfies again and get yourself a pillow and maybe a blanket and just get ready to settle down for the evening. So we're going to start off in a nice cross-legged position, nice easy cross-legged, and just draw those shoulders down and think about lengthening that spine first. And we're going to close the eyes. Taking a breath through the nose and out through the nose. Noticing the belly rise and expand and then deflate. This is your time now to release any tensions from the body and calm down the mind, declutter from the rest of the day. Taking some nice breaths in through the nose and out. Noticing as you bring in your attention inwards, you might notice more sensations going on in the body. If there's any pain or discomfort, try to send the breath, direct it towards that part of the body. As you exhale, we're going to drop the chin to the chest. We're going to place our hands behind our head, interlacing our fingers, and just drop the elbows down. And just feel a gentle stretch at the back of the neck. You might want to move around a little bit, moving your hands, but make sure it's gentle. Don't force anything. And then releasing the hands. Keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed, whatever feels good for you. You're going to lift the right hand into the air. Inhaling, walk the fingers of the left hand a little bit further away from you and just feel a stretch in that side body, that right side. Lifting up and over as you lengthening through the side body. And then in this position, we're going to take some arm circles. So we're going to go backwards first. So inhaling as you're lifting the arm. Exhaling as you go back. Inhale. Feeling how that shoulder feels. Does it feel tight? Opening it out. And then change the direction, circling the shoulders as you go. Lovely. And then settle back into the middle. Just get yourself nice and comfy again before you lift up with that left arm. Walking those fingers of the right hand a bit further away. Feeling that lovely stretch in the left side. Try to keep the chest open, don't collapse forward. Or opening that heart centre. And then circling backwards, big circles. If it's too much in this position, just come up a little bit further. As always, listen to what your body's telling you. Listen to what it needs from you this evening. And then circle it the other way. Big circles. Lovely. And then stillness. Big inhale, sweeping the arms up. And we're going to lean forward, trying to keep the sit bones onto the floor as you relax the head down and take some breaths here. In and out. Through the nose. If it feels nice to walk those fingers a little bit further away, walk them a bit further away. Let the tension of the day spill out. It's your time for you to just prepare yourself for sleep. And then we're going to walk the hands towards the left. Place the right hand on top of the left. And again, you'll feel a stretch down that right side of the body. If you have a tightness in the lower back, it might go all the way to the lower back and the glutes. You'll find that spot for you where you're tight. Enjoy and relax. And then walk it over to the right. Left hand on top of the right. And just feel the difference. Notice if the left side feels different than the right. Is it looser or tighter? Which side of your body needs a little bit of extra love and care? And then walking back to the centre. And we're going to lift the arms up towards the sky. And we're going to place them on the floor behind. Pushing the fingertips into the floor and squeezing the shoulder blades together. Opening the chest and really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lifting the heart centre. Opening the chest, expanding the chest as we contract in those shoulder blades behind. And lovely. So we're just going to do one more mobilisation for our spine. So we're going to tip our head and we're going to curl one vertebra at a time all the way down, bringing the crown of the head to the floor. And then we're going to inhale and slowly uncurl. Trying to grow taller as we lift. And we're going to go again. Focus on moving one vertebra at a time, in time with your breath. So inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you fall down to the ground. Curling, moving, releasing, lift. Growing taller, feeling that space between the discs in your spine as you grow. We often compress as the day goes on, especially if we sit down a lot. Let's reset that spine, curling, lengthening as we go. Lovely. Now we're going to take our feet hip distance apart and place the hands on the floor. I'm just going to move those hip joints a little bit. So we're going to roll them to the right, nice and gentle, and bring them back to the middle and then to the left. Don't force it. As you go, you might find you can go over a little bit further. And you can do this without your hands if you want to, but we're going nice and slow as it's our bedtime stretch. And then on the next one, I just want you to come to a stillness and then just walk the hands away from you. And roll it down. You'll feel a gentle stretch in that right hip. You want to increase it, you can always scoot that foot a little bit further back, move a little bit further over. Again, I know I keep repeating myself, but finding that sweet spot for you that needs that little bit of extra care. And then stay there. Feeling that stretch in the hip. In through the nose, nice long inhalation. And that even longer exhalation. Calming down that nervous system. Enjoy. Release. Letting go of anything that's not serving you now. And walking back. And then swap it over the other side. Settling, finding that comfy pose. And then walking those hands forward. Sinking down, feeling that stretch, moving right or left, wherever feels nice for you. Sending the breath into that hip. Noticing the sensations in the body. And allowing the mind to settle. The mind listens to the stories that we tell it. So we need to make sure we're telling it good stories, stories that serve us, not negative ones that stop us fulfilling our full potential. And just take this moment in these stretches to be kind to yourself and allow your mind to be calm and still. And walking those hands in. And super slowly, we're going to come down and we're going to lie on our stomachs. So rolling over onto the belly. And we're just going to place our hands shoulder width apart. Spread the fingers, elbows nicely tucked in. I'm going to lift out our chest, pushing down with the backs of the feet to add a little bit of resistance and lifting out that heart centre. And you should feel a gentle stretch in the lower back. And I just want you to release and let it go. So now let the muscles in the thighs go and let the feet be floppy too. But still push down in the hands and open out that heart so you can just feel that stretch in the lower back. And breathe here. And then release the chest down to the ground. Place the head in the hands. And just relax. And then place the hands underneath the shoulders. Keeping the elbows nice and tucked in. We're going to add a little bit of pressure into the hands and we're going to come up into a cobra. But only come up as far as you can. So this pose is, for now, of the evening, we're just gently releasing the spine. You don't want to push all the way up. I want you to just give it a wiggle. Maybe look over the left shoulder and the right shoulder. Feeling any tension, release in that lower back. You might want to stay on one side or stay into the middle, whatever feels nice for you, wherever your tension is, Whatever you need to release, you do that for you. It's your practice. Opening out that heart. And releasing all the way down to the mat. And we're going to push back, bottom towards the feet, into a child's pose. So toes together, knees apart. Walking those hands out in front of the body first. Melting the head down to the mat. In this extended child's pose. If it's uncomfortable in this position for you, you can place a block or a cushion under your head or under your bottom. It's really important that these positions you feel comfortable in. Releasing the shoulders down to the mat. And then coming up onto all fours. I'm going to do a little bit of cat and cow. So we're going to inhale, exhale, dropping the belly, lifting the head. And then the other way. So exhale, rounding down. Inhale and lift. Exhale and round down. Inhale and lift. Exhale and round down. And then come to neutral. And just give it a little bit of a circle. One way and the other. Rotating the spine in a lateral direction. Easing out all those knots and kinks. And then coming to a still position. Coming up to kneeling. And we're going to step forward with our right leg. So step forward with the right. Spread the toes on the mat. Put your hands onto your thigh and just gently sink down. Just holding it there. Lifting the heart up to the sky. Sinking down. Holding it there. Feeling that stretch down the front of your thigh. And then we're going to lift back to the start. And we're going to scoot that right leg a bit further out. If you want to, you can turn the toe up. If not, just keep it pointed down to the ground. And we're going to fold forward onto this leg. Now, I don't want you to feel like an overstretch in the back of the leg. So only come as far as is comfortable. And this is where props do come in useful. So you can put a prop to bring the floor up closer to you if you can't get all the way down. But always think about lengthening first as you inhale and then exhaling, rounding down over that leg. You can even turn the toe up and point it down. Turn it up and point it down, whichever you want. Holding it there. Feeling the stretch down the backs of your legs, but also feeling a bit of a release of tension in that lower back if you're having it. And then bring that leg back. And we're going to swap over, left leg forward. Spreading those toes. Feeling the mat between your toes and drawing your weight forward over that front leg. Feeling that stretch now down the front of the right leg. Lifting out the heart. As we lift the heart, you get a slight back bend. So some of you might feel it there as well. Few breaths. And then back. Scoot the foot a little bit further. Turn those toes up if you want to increase the stretch or just release them. Lifting first as you inhale and rounding down as you exhale all the way to the mat. If you need to lift the floor up, put those hands on those blocks. Melting the chest and the heart towards the thigh. Again, move around if you need to. And then bring that leg back. Toes together, knees apart. We're going to sink back into our child's pose again. But this time, I'm going to place our hands behind us. Backs of the hands to the floor. Head down, and then just let those shoulders go. Long inhalations. And even longer exhalations. Releasing, relaxing, and letting go. And we're just going to come up onto our knees nice and slowly. So we're kneeling down. If it's uncomfortable for kneel, find a position that's comfy for you. We're just going to stretch out our wrists a little bit. So just give them a bit of a circle first. So circling those wrists. One way, then the other. And then even just stretching them out. Our hands do an awful lot of work for us all day, every day, that we just take for granted. And sometimes they need a little bit of care. And that means not just doing your nails. It means moving all those fingers and all those joints that are in your hands. So we're just going to place the hands with our fingers towards us. And at first, just put your fingertips down and not the palms of the hands. And we're just going to give it little gentle stretches through those fingers. Again, rolling from the little finger to the big finger. Side to side. And then gently try to place the palms onto the floor. If it's too much, you might need to bring them closer together. If it's super easy, take them a little bit further apart. Away from you, sorry. And then just moving gently forward and back, feeling that stretch on the underside of your wrist. And circle it round. Lovely. Feeling that stretch moving around. Really noticing how tight they might feel from all that work they've done for you. And then release. Just give them a bit of a shake because that often's quite intense. And then whichever way you placed your hands, you're going to place them the other way. So turning your fingers towards you. So it's much more difficult. So your thumbs are facing outwards. And just pull it back a little bit. Sitting back, feeling that stretch. You might not be able to get them round as much this way, or you might. It's different for everybody. Just circling, rocking back and forth. Feeling that stretch in those wrists. And then letting go. Just relax. Give them a shake. We've got one more. Not just in everyday life, but especially in yoga, we do an awful lot of weight bearing on our wrists. So it's really important that our wrists are flexible and strong. So you're going to put the backs of your hands towards the mat. And try and straighten the arms. Internally rotate those elbows. And again, just gently, don't force it. Rocking back and forth. A little rotation of circles. Just stretching. This time the other side of the arm and wrist. That's it. And then release and just give it a shake. Lovely. So we're now going to come over onto our backs. Nice and slow. And over onto our backs. And we're just going to hug the right knee into the chest. The left leg can stay bent because we're just going to give it a little bit of a hug. And I want you to just rotate in the hip. You can even just put one hand on and just make that circle a little bit bigger. If you really want more rotation, you can extend that underneath leg. But don't feel like you have to because we're trying to relax and wind down. And then the other way, circles. Focusing on your breath as we go. And then we're going to take our hands underneath our thigh and just interlace them and just circle that foot and ankle. So we're just moving and releasing any tension from our ankle. And the other way. And flex and point. Flex it. Really. And then we're going to hug the knee into the chest. Inhale, hugging it in. And as you exhale, you're going to try and straighten that leg as much as you can. And you're going to inhale and hug. Exhale and stretch. Inhale and hug. Exhale and stretch. Inhale and hug. Exhale, stretch. Pulling it towards you. Trying to release those shoulders, make them floppy on the ground now. Let that leg be soft. You want to take a slight bend in the knee as you draw it closer. You want to extend that underneath leg and increase the stretch, you can do. And then relax, letting that leg go down to the mat. Hugging in that left leg first, giving it a bit of a squeeze. And circling in that hip. Taking the left hand to the knee. And just circle rotations in the hip. Trying to move with the breath. So you inhale as you draw it close to you. Exhale as you take it away. And circle it the other way. And come to stillness. Interlace the hands behind the thigh. Extending that leg and just rotating the ankle. And then the other way. And flexing and pointing as you go. And release, giving that knee a big hug. Give it that nice cuddle that it needs. As you inhale and exhale and try and extend that leg. Inhale and bend. Exhale, try to extend. Inhale. Exhale. If you want to extend that underneath leg to increase the stretch, you can do. or bend it in. And then just hold it there at the top, feeling the stretch as you bring it closer. On that exhalation, allowing it to melt further towards you. And then release, placing the soles of the feet together, dropping those knees out and taking the arms in a nice wide V shape and just let everything go. Feeling the belly rise and expand. Feeling it deflate. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Let the weight of gravity draw those knees down to the ground. You don't have to do anything. Just be still. Noticing if there's any tension in your fingers. If there is, just let it go. Notice if the mind is wandering. And return to your breath if it does. Focusing on your breath is a wonderful way of distracting our thoughts. And slowly bring the arms back down to the side of the body. And bring the knees into a tabletop position. We're then going to gently take our legs over to the right, all the way to the floor. And we're going to sink our arms over to the left and just find that twist. Just relax. In through the nose and out through the nose. And then bringing them back to centre. Taking a moment to hug your knees into the chest. Massaging that back on the floor by rocking right to left. Or making little circles. And then releasing the hands over to the right and the knees both over to the left. Observing the difference in one side to the other. Remembering which side and which parts of your body need a little bit of extra love. And a little bit of attention. Bringing them back, taking the legs all the way out. We're just going to come up and place your hands. You're going to place your hands slightly under your bottom. Bringing in those elbows. And just lifting the chest and dropping the head back gently. Opening out that heart. And then removing the arms, slowly lowering all the way down to the floor. And just gently rocking that neck right to left. And then come into stillness and grabbing your cushion and your blanket if you need to cover yourself up, and release the legs down to the mat. It's sometimes nice for you to prop the knees up with a blanket underneath the knees. You're going to let the feet flop out. Let the palms of the hands face the sky in a receiving gesture. And slowly bring your awareness to the sensations in your body. Encouraging each muscle to relax and get heavier. Allowing this to happen without forcing it. And tonight, as we focus on our breath, I also want you to be aware of thoughts that might come into your mind. Notice those thoughts. But I also want you to imagine that those thoughts are like the flakes of snow in a snow globe. And when we shake that snow globe, they whirl around and swirl around. And as we leave it to be still, those snowflakes start to fall and settle. They don't disappear, they just settle. I want you to imagine that your mind is that snow globe, and that your thoughts are the flakes of snow. And each time one comes into your mind, just notice it and watch it float all the way to the ground. Still there, but still. So return your awareness to your breathing. Notice how your body feels relaxed. But each time your mind wanders, use that snow globe visualization to just help it settle back down. So I'm now going to be quiet for a few moments and just allow you to enjoy this time in Shavasana. Preparing for sleep and unwinding from your day. So as I bring this practice to a close, feel free to stay where you are for as long as you want, making the most out of your time. So, good night and namaste.